Hey guys, what's going on? Justin Williams here with Dirt Time Adventures, and today we're going to attempt the hand drill. I've been practicing this for the last year or so and never been real proficient at it, but it's all about practice and, you know, understanding how the wood works, understanding body mechanics, and, you know, with a lot of practice and some just perseverance, sticking with it, you'll be able to get it. So I want to show you a couple different tips with hand drill today, and hopefully you guys will enjoy. Over here, come on. There you go, lay down. Alright, so what I have here, you just are begging for attention. What I have here is a couple different spindles. I've been practicing a lot with about 4 different kinds of spindles. As of late, I've been using a yucca spindle, which was one of my favorites, but unfortunately it snapped. And the hard part about yucca is finding the right diameter with the right amount of strength, and so that's difficult. But also I've been playing around with some cattail spindles, and then here's a mullein spindle and a horseweed spindle. And so they each have their pros and cons from what I can tell. Both of these here, they start to get brittle, and so you can see with this one here, I wrapped with some paracord, but you could use some natural cordage of some type. And this one here, I just use some quick electrical tape, which I keep on my ferro rod. And so just a few different types of spindles. And so my hearth board, I have a yucca hearth board on this one, and this I believe is a box alder, but I've been practicing with the tulip poplar too. So there's multiple different variations of boards. And then this is just a coal catch. And especially a day like today, the ground is very moist, very wet. I want to make sure that there's something that is sturdy and thick going to separate between the moist ground and my fireboard. So there's really multiple different techniques to doing the hand drill. Some guys like to do what's called a float method, and some guys like to just grunt and bear it and just bust it out. There are also a couple little tricks like using finger loops or the gas pedal method. So the method I'm going to be using today is a combination of 2 different techniques. Using the floating technique to warm up my board, and then just the sheer downward pressure onto my fireboard. And so it helps. I like the float technique because it helps reserve my energy. I'm a bigger guy, so I got a lot of upper body downward pressure, but just you know, you can get fatigued real easily if you're not careful with the float technique. So I've already burned in my hole, and now I'm cutting my notch, and the notch on the hand drill is very similar to that of the bow drill. You really want to try to create a pyramid for the coal to fall into and not a straight cylinder. I have a tendency of seeing with my hand drill, I get too nervous because of the size of the hole, and I cut it too narrow, and I create a column, which the column will build up a coal, but it's not usually as big as what you might see in a bow drill coal or even a hand drill coal if you have it cut properly. So get you a nice notch in there, flare out the back to build you a pyramid, and then I like to get me a little stick, or you can use your knife to help flick out the coal if it gets caught. It's important, just like with the bow drill, that your area that you're working in is free of obstruction. So get rid of any leaves or acorns or anything else that might be in your area. And we're going to go with I think we'll go with the horseweed spindle. Now some guys, they like to use little tips and techniques to try to help increase their odds And so some guys will spit in their hands, some guys will slap their hands together real hard to get the blood rushing to them so they don't get you know, bruising in the hands. And some guys like to take ash. You know, I've tried all of them. I don't really personally get a lot of benefit out of those, but some guys do, so to each their own. And Bailey, you're trying to play with my sticks. These aren't your sticks. These are my sticks. So let's get it going. Here we go. So I got a tinder bundle, so before we get started, preparation is the key to all fire building. Make sure you have all your tools and all your elements ready to go before you try starting your fire. Once again, the ground is moist, so I'm going to take this deer bone and place my tinder bundle in it so that I can keep it off the ground. And it actually kind of creates a cool little carry with a lot of holes still in it, so I can actually hold it and breathe into it to hold it so I don't burn myself. So we'll set that off to the side and see if we can get us a coal. Once again, a lot of the mistakes that I've seen, and even from my own experience, is keeping my elbows and arms too extended. You want to keep your elbows in tight. And you're just doing this kind of float technique. There's different variations of it. And all I'm doing right now is heating up the board. Another big mistake people make is not using the full length of your hands. So you want to make sure you're using the full length of your hands. Keeping my elbows in tight. Follow it all the way down the board. Try not to pop it up when you come back up, because that will kick out your coal. Should be going a little bit farther down than I am. And once you see the board smoking on its own, you know you're good. So just let that breathe. We're going to let that build up. A lot of guys feel like that the hand drill coal is this mystical thing, and it's really not. It's about technique and understanding. We may not blow this one in just because it's not really necessary, but we'll give it a shot. And there is fire, hand drill. Put that out because we don't need the fire, and there's no use of wasting good cedar. Hand drill coal, baby. And it's not as mystical as it seems, guys. It's just like when I first started learning the bow drill. I thought, holy cow, those guys, man, that's like impossible feat for me. And now a bow drill is just fun, you know, I don't even think about it. Now, of course, elements tend to dictate how successful you are, and the materials as well, you know. I got so discouraged because I seen guys getting hand drill because they were using like mule fat and sodal and these just amazing, you know, gypsum weed and all these amazing materials for hand drill. And I'm out east out here on the East Coast, and I'm like, I don't got any of that stuff. And but we have stuff. We have mullen, we have yucca, we have, you know, horseweed, we have cattail. And so you just got to get out there and practice it, guys. It's just that simple. And once you begin to understand the technique, hand placement, and you know, understand the floating technique a little bit more, then you're just going to be a natural at it. I'm telling you, you just got to stick with it. And so don't give up. Get out there, practice, work hard at it, and you'll eventually get it. It's not going to happen overnight. But I can challenge you and encourage you, come out, take a class with me, and I promise you I can show you some tips and some tricks and everything from cutting the notch to how to shape your spindle. Once again, there's nothing magical about these woods. This is just the rope and the taper just simply to keep the ends of it from splitting out, you know. I could easily used any type of binding material, vine, or made some cordage to do that. So just get out and do it. So Bailey and I just want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Dirt Time Adventures. As always, guys, get out there, practice, hone your skills, and remember to keep it practical, primitive, and prepared. And just once again, show your support. Get online, subscribe to Dirt Time Adventures, and follow us on Facebook.